the novel that changed how millions think about success, power, and freedom. Atlas Shrugged, Ayn Rand. What happens when the people who build the world decide to stop carrying it? This is the question at the heart of Atlas Shrugged, and it is the reason this novel has remained one of the most discussed books in modern literature. Ayn Rand does not begin with an ordinary story, she begins with a world that is slowly collapsing. Industries are failing, innovation is disappearing, infrastructure is breaking down, and the people in power seem less interested in solving problems than in controlling those who still can. At the center of the story is Dagny Taggart, one of the most compelling protagonists in philosophical fiction. She is the operating force behind a major railroad company, a woman driven by intelligence, discipline, and an almost ruthless belief in competence. While the world around her drifts toward bureaucracy, compromise, and mediocrity, Dagny continues to believe that reason and effort can still hold civilization together. The novel specifically follows railroad executive Dagny Taggart as she fights to keep her company alive in an increasingly overregulated dystopian America. But something strange is happening. The most brilliant minds in the country are disappearing. Inventors, industrialists, entrepreneurs, engineers. One by one, the people who actually create value vanish without explanation. Factories close. Projects are abandoned. The nation begins to decay. This is where the novel transforms from business drama into mystery. Who is taking them? Why are the most capable people leaving when the world needs them most? Again and again, one question appears like a whisper moving through the ruins of society. Who is John Galt? That phrase becomes the psychological center of the story. At first, it sounds like a cynical joke. Later, it becomes something far more profound. Parallel to Dagny's struggle is Hank Rearden, a steel magnate and one of the most important figures in the book. He creates a revolutionary new metal that could transform industry, yet instead of being celebrated, he is attacked, regulated, and morally condemned for his success. Rand explicitly frames figures like Rearden and Dagny as productive creators operating under increasing coercion. This is one of the book's most powerful themes. Achievement becomes a burden. Excellence becomes a target. The people who produce are expected to carry those who do not. Rand builds the tension around a central philosophical conflict. Should the capable exist for themselves, or are they morally obligated to sacrifice everything for others? This idea runs through every major relationship, every business conflict, and every political decision in the novel. As society becomes more restrictive, Rand presents a world where talent is punished and incompetence is protected. The book's core themes explicitly include individualism, rational self-interest, and the conflict between production and coercive collectivism. Dagny refuses to surrender. She continues fighting to keep the railroad alive. She believes that if enough intelligence and willpower are applied, collapse can still be reversed. But slowly, she begins to realize that the crisis is not accidental. It is ideological. The disappearance of the great minds is not a tragedy. It is a strike. The creators of the world have chosen to withdraw their minds from a society they believe no longer deserves them. And at the center of this strike stands John Galt. When Galt finally emerges, the novel shifts from mystery into philosophy. He represents Rand's vision of the ideal individual, rational, independent, productive, and unwilling to live for the sake of others' demands. By the end, Atlas Shrugged becomes more than a novel. It becomes a meditation on ambition, moral responsibility, freedom, and the value of human intellect.